Who is an extremist? Who is a modernist? Who is a liberal? And what Islam calls for? Find out more on the Straight Talk.
What is extreme to me may not be extreme to you.
Yeah.
And what is extreme to you may not be extreme to an American or a Britisher. So when we talk about extremism, you have to define what is the governing power that defines this to be extreme or not extreme. My wife is an extremist compared to women living in other Arab countries where they think and believe that covering the face is not a must.
Okay.
So they, uncover the face. And they are extremists to other Muslim women who see that the hair is okay to show part of it.
Okay.
And if this particular woman goes to Europe, they will consider her as extremist because she's not wearing a Chanel or a miniskirt. And if a Muslim woman is wearing a miniskirt, but she refuses to wear a bikini when she goes to the beach, then she's considered to be an extremist. The middle path is here, and whatever is on the side is extreme. So Islam, you have extremism in Islam, and the Prophet ﷺ, he warned us from falling into the trap of extremism, and he told us that one should not go deep in Islam to the extent that he's out of the loop of the Islam, like the Khawarij, for example. Is it my priority to change the image, the way that the West look at me, or is it my priority to practice what Allah Azza wa Jal tells me to do? This is very important. First of all, as a Muslim, I have an obligation from Allah Azza wa Jal to practice what I'm instructed to do. So I have to fulfill and implement, I have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. What people say about me comes second. And sometimes I could care less. In my religion, on the Eid of Al-Adha, I have to slaughter a sheep. Now if the whole earth comes to me and say, listen, this is barbaric, you are not kind to animals, you cannot do this, this is barbaric, I will not accept this. Well, with all due respect, the hell with you. The priority is to do what Allah Azza wa Jal told me to do.
وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ.
With all due respect, if I'm an extremist, what would you call someone who leads a superpower and says that God spoke to me, God came to me, and we have to do this crusade against the Muslims? Excuse me, but nobody talks about it. And they talk about the length of my beard. Okay, if I cut it short, is that okay with you? So, well, if it's clean shaven, then I'll be, it will be fine. If I clean shave it, is it okay with you? Yeah, but you have to socialize with us, and drink alcohol. If I drink alcohol, are you okay with that? Yeah, but if you stop praying, these weird acts you're doing, bowing, prostration, it's just weird. People may look, at you in a strange way. And this is exactly what Allah said in the Quran. وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. That the Jews and the Christians will never be pleased with you until you follow their religion. No matter what you do, all what you're compromising, it's not going to please them. So again, don't associate yourself with extremism. You are a practicing Muslim. What's wrong in what I'm doing? I believe that extremism is what they're doing. When someone comes and said, well, if you're not with us, you're against us. This is what I consider to be extremism. I read in the very beginning of this article in this British newspaper sums up the problem. They identified those terrorists or radicals, and by saying that they do not practice Islam and they have little knowledge of Islam and they're novices. So this is the problem.
Yeah, even the full article Sheikh said that even they found these people taking drugs, cigarettes, visiting prostitutes. I didn't mention that, but that's the extent of their religious novice. That's the level at what they are.
So this is the solution. If you would like to avoid extremism, and I've always said this to the British people that I know and the officials, that listen, if you want extremism to dissolve and to go away from Britain and from Europe and from everywhere else, invite Arab or Muslim scholars who propagate Islam in accordance to Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, because then they are, you know, the safety valve. If I'm a youth and I have this great hatred in me, I just want to explode, I want to put it. If someone who has devious intentions comes to me, he could direct me whatever he wants. It's like a balloon where you just, you know, open it and it goes anywhere you want it to. But if I were introduced to a scholar, and this scholar taught me the Quran and the Sunnah, he taught me the way of the Prophet ﷺ, and he opened my eyes to the bad things that I wanted to do, and he told me that these are un-Islamic, and if I do them, I'm sinful. Instead of thinking I'll go to paradise, I'll go to hell. So the best way to fight radicalism and extremism is by inviting scholars who would teach the Muslims, youth, and the Muslims in general about original Islam.